Hi guys, Masura say, welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, and my name is Ronald Okomakusha. So I don't know if my network is going to permit me, but I have to do this. So it's very important for us to take a look into this matter, because what we are going to see is something totally different. So I want to take you back to 2018. Vachamisa vakaenda ku-election. He was the leader of the MDC alliance. We got to the election, Nelson Chamisa versus Mnangagwa. Fast forward to 2019, in May, we have a judgment being delivered by the High Court. And that High Court judgment nullified the presidency of Nelson Chamisa. What it did specifically was to remove Elias Mzuri and Nelson Chamisa as the leaders of the MDCT. Thokozani Kupe was brought in as the acting president of the MDCT based on the 2014 Congress. Nelson Chamisa moved away together with his team. They moved away and they didn't recognize Thokozani Kupe. An appeal was made, and the Supreme Court on the 31st of March 2020 delivered a judgment. And in that judgment, the Supreme Court said that they upheld the High Court judgment. So what is very important here, Mashavira initiated the rise of Thokozani Kupe to the leadership of the MDCT. In this case, we have TSHAVANGU. When Mashavira came, he said, I am a member. He never gave himself a position. Then, when TSHAVANGU position, I want you to dissect that. Mashavira came and said, I'm a member. TSHAVANGU came and said, Mashavira in 2019 goes directly to parliament. Mashavira knew very well that he was not legally permitted to effect recalls using Section 159. He knew very well that he was not mandated to use that law in any way. So he went to court and he sought Thokozani Kupe to take over, and it happened. Soon after Thokozani Kupe was declared leader, she wrote letters of recalls. In fact, she recommended recalls. Douglas Monzora, as the SG, simply effected that letter. But who gave the direction? It was the leader of the MDCT, who was the leader, Thokozani Kupe. So this time around, we have an SG who just think ari ega kumba kwake netimu rake raari kudya naro kuti ndakutoenda ndotonoita ma-recalls. He comes, he makes the recalls. So if you put these cases together and compare them, you will see kuti Mashavira acted legally somehow, but this TSHAVANGU, he just acted randomly. He was just testing the sincerity of the Parliament of Zimbabwe. Parliament of Zimbabwe has been reduced to nothing. Mudenda erred, and Mudenda made the biggest mistake of his life. If the courts do not find Mudenda not fit to continue as the Speaker of Parliament, I'm telling you, this is the collapse of the government of Zimbabwe. This is the collapse of the Parliament. This is the end of everything else. I'm telling you this. So if you take a closer look, you will see that Thokozani Kupe, as much as disgruntled she was, Douglas Monzora, as much as he was disgruntled, he couldn't just write to say, I am recalling A, B, C, D. They had to wait for the approval of the leadership. Thokozani Kupe had to approve. So they had to go to court first to remove Nelson Chamisa as the leader for them to effect anything. So all the analysts who are giving you false hope, who are giving ZANU-PF false hope, yekuti this guy Shavangu is in control of anything, they are lying to you. He's not in control of anything. Right now, as it stands, as I mentioned earlier, what Shavangu was supposed to do was to go to court, contest the leadership of Nelson Chamisa, have a new leader, then do whatever they are doing. But at this moment in time, they failed. Which means whatever method they are going to use in court, the court must use these actions, unconstitutional and unlawful actions, they must use them against these people. Which means they no longer have any right to go to court as the Shavangus, as Zimbabwe, going to expose the sincerity of the courts themselves and the president as a leader. President Mnangagwa was supposed to call Mudenda to order, because these are people who understand how the law works. So the danger of these recalls to be sustained is that that will be the death of constitutionalism in Zimbabwe. That will be the nullification of the constitution of Zimbabwe. Remember, the courts, they have power to make laws. So when you make an unconstitutional judgment, right now, if you take a look, it's MPs. Shavangu will have to prove in court by the party. MPs who are just saying to Shavangu, prove that you have been recalled legally. So this case in Zimbabwe, yakashata. For those who are celebrating from ZANU-PF, my advice is tangai maona, because mangwana zviri kumuka zviri kwenyu. Forget about the tafadzwa chakadaro recall of 70 MPs of ZANU-PF. A bad precedent has been set, and this is going to be the foundation of the collapse of the nation of Zimbabwe. I'm telling you this. This is my analysis. This is how I view everything else. I've seen Hopo Chingono and others talking about triple C structures, and I've tried to explain time without numbers to say that does not apply. That cannot be contested within Parliament, so that the court will look into the constitution of triple C and see if something didn't happen correctly. As it stands right now, Shavangu does not have any legal standing to recall anybody. So this is my opinion. Team Zimbabwe, we are heading into trouble. If this is just upheld, then